Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 93. Lesson number 93. We are at this stage in the game. We are in the process of learning how to solve linear equations. We're going to finish that topic on day number 100, and then we are starting with day number 101. We're going to start solving word problems. Let's see what we have for today. The equation that we need to solve for today is here. 7x minus 2 over 11 minus 4 minus 5x over 7 equals 6. This is a good time to pause the video, solve the thing yourself, and then compare the work that you did yourself with what we're going to do together. Okay? Again, one more time, I'm going to read that to you. 7x minus 2 over 11 minus 4 minus 5x. It is not 4x minus 5. It is not a misprint. It's not 4x minus 5. It is 4 minus 5x over 7 equals 6, we are told. And we have to solve it. Pause the video, solve it yourself, and then resume it. Alright, the very first thing we need to do is find the common denominator. Common denominator of 11 and 7 is very simple, it's just 77. How do we convert this denominator into 77? Well, multiply top and bottom by 7. So now we have 7 times 11, which is 77. How do we convert a denominator of 7 into 77? Well, multiply top and bottom by 11. Multiply top and the bottom by 11. In other words, give this guy what he didn't have, what he lacked. He lacked 11. And give this guy what he lacked. He was 11, he wanted 7. He was 7, he wanted 11, because they both want to be 77. So now we have 77. Let's multiply this guy top and bottom by 77. There we go. Now, since the entire equation has a denominator of 77, we can ignore it. We can just get rid of it. We don't need it. For example, if the entire equation has the same denominator, for example, if someone says 10 divided by 2 plus 12 divided by 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5, 12 divided by 2 is 6, 5 plus 6 is 11, which is same as 22 divided by 2. Here's the equation. It's a valid equation, nobody's going to argue about it. But because 2 appears as the denominator, 2 appears in the denominator throughout the entire equation. In other words, that's how you have to say it, throughout the entire equation, not just one side of the equation, but throughout the entire equation we get the same denominator for every single term. In that case, you can bloody well ignore it. It plays no part, it plays no role. It will still be a valid equation. 10 plus 12 does equal 22. So we can ignore 77 now, because it appears everywhere. It appears everywhere in the bottom, that is. So what we're left here is 7 times 7x minus 2 minus, don't forget it's a minus 11 times 4 minus 5x equals 6 times 77. And the bottom 77 just disappears. Leave it like that. Don't waste your time trying to do it out. It's not necessary right now. Leave all the work until the very last step. At the very end, if it requires, if the nature of the problem is such that where we have no choice but to evaluate what 6 times 77 is, we'll do it at that time. Not right now. We may not have to. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Let's see how things pan out before we waste our time. Because otherwise, what ends up happening is that you take these numbers, you multiply them together, we come up with a huge number, and then when you get to the bottom, you have to divide that huge number by something else. Leave it alone. Okay. So 7 times 7x. 7 times 7 is 49. 49x. 7 times negative 2, 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Then we have negative 11 times 4 is negative 44. Negative 11 times negative 5, well, that's a tricky one. This is negative, this is negative. Negative times negative makes positive. Positive 11 times 5 is 55x. This is where you have to pay attention, because this is how people get answer wrong. Because they don't pay attention, they don't keep track of the minor details. Negative times negative is positive. And leave this alone. I don't know how it's going to work out, but leave it alone. Okay. Then what do we have? I'm looking at my notes here because I don't remember this problem being so involved, because now we have to figure out this and this. Well, that's actually very easy. 55, we have to add the like terms. 55x and a 49x. Well, I know that 55 plus 50, listen carefully. I know that 55 plus 50 is 105. Therefore, 55 plus 49 must be 104. 104x. Now we have to take care of these two numbers. Negative 14 and negative 44. 4 plus 4 is 8, and 1 plus 4 is 5. So it's negative 58 equals 6 times 77. Oh yeah, it seems like we'll have no choice but to figure out this damn thing, what it is, 6 times 77, because we need to add 58 to it in the next step. So let's do it out. You see, at this point, I have no choice. We have no choice. We have to figure it out. 77 times 6. 7 6s are 42, so that's 2. 42. 42 plus 4 is 46. So it is 462. I'm going to put that here. 462. I hope I did my math right. 66. 6 times 77, I come out at 462. Now we need to get rid of this 58. We need to get rid of the 58 by adding 58 to both sides. So this 58, negative 58 takes out positive 58, and we are left with 104x equals 2 plus 8 is 0, carry 1, 6 plus 6 is 12, carry 1, it looks like 520. Oh, that's very straightforward. That's very straightforward. How do we figure out what x is? Well, divide both sides by 104. And therefore your x equals, now listen carefully, this is why I always tell you, do not, I repeat, do not touch the bloody calculator. Leave it alone. Use your brain, save the battery for the rainy day. Listen carefully. We know that this is 500 plus 20. We know that 500 has 5 100, which is why it's probably called 500. And 4 times 5 is 20. So in other words, this 20 has 5 4s, and this 500 has 5 100s. So 4 plus 100. So here 500 divided by 100, 500 divided by 100 is 5, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So what do we get for the answer? It's just 5. It's just 5. The answer is 5, because 104 times 5 is 4 times 5 is 20. See, this is where your 20 comes from, and then 5 times it's just 5. Or if you like, I'm going to show it again. 520 can be written as 500 plus a 20, and we have to divide it by 104, which we can divide as 100 and then 4. See, we're breaking 100, 100 and the remaining part separate. 104 is simply 100 plus 4, 520 is 500 plus 20. This gives us 5, and this gives us 5. So they're both 5s. That's it. I wasn't sure if this was helpful. This is not helpful. I shouldn't have done that, because I think that probably confused you more. 520 divided by 104 is 5. And instead of making so much fuss about it, what could we have done to figure it out quickly? Nothing really, nothing really. You just have to realize this is 100, this is 500, so that's 5 times the quantity. This is 20 and this is 4. 20 is 5 times 4. 500 is 5 times 100. So it's just, if you divide it, it's going to divide evenly into 5. The very last thing that we have to do before we wrap it up is to make sure that this answer is in fact correct answer. We need to verify it. Okay, let's go back and verify it. X equals to 5 is what we come up with. Let's put it back in our original equation. Get rid of this extra part that we put in there, because we don't need this thing for verification. This quantity has to add up to, has to equal to 6. Put in x equal to 5 in here. 7 times, listen carefully, 7 times 5 is 35. 35 minus 2 is 33. 33 divided by 11 is 3. Voila. Well, if that's 3 and this needs to be 6, then this better be a negative quantity, negative 3. Let's do this part. I'm going to do this part here. 4 minus 5x, 4 minus 5x, 5 is, and x is 5. 4 minus 5 times 5, which is 21. 4 minus 5 times 5 is 21, so it's negative 21. Negative 21 over 7 is negative 3. Voila. So we get 3 minus a negative 3. A 3 minus a negative 3 gives us the 6 that we need. It works. It holds. It is true. That's it. That's all I have for today. I will see you on day number 94. Alright? I'll see you tomorrow on day 94. Okay, bye now.